Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I think we are live. It says we are.
Okay.
And this is Kathy Hampton from Wellside Retreats. Hold on, let me do something here. This is Kathy Hampton from Wellside Retreats. Hold on, let me do something here. This is Kathy Hampton from. Okay. All right. So this is Kathy Hampton from Wellside Retreats, and today I'm doing a live video, which I normally don't do. And I'm happy to have someone I met virtually, met online with us today. And we are going to be talking about creative passion or a passion project that she has done. And I'm really excited about it because we got to know one another for a whole different reason. And then we found out, or I found out that she had this creative energy within her. And I'm excited for her because she created something that has just hit the well, she launched something that is going to be sold soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, so without any further ado, this is Nakia Booker. And we met on in another online community called Exodus Summit. And because we both have an interest in moving abroad. And so we met as part of an accountability group and hadn't talked with one another for a while, but got in touch with one another. Nakia got in touch with me again this summer after I had been on sabbatical, and she was getting ready to go to Portugal. And that is how we met. So, Nakia, I want you to tell everyone, introduce yourself and tell everybody about yourself.
Okay, will do. Hello, everyone. So happy to be here. Thanks so much, Kathy, for having me on. I'm so sorry. I am Nakia Booker. I'm originally from Louisiana. I currently just released a very dear and near project to myself. A book is called 2020, the Black Artivism Capsule. It's a book that is a capsule collection of art, poetry, photography, activism. It's all focusing on this historical moment of 2020 and the civil unrest and during this time of the pandemic. And I've been working on it for the past couple of years. As Kathy said, it's just one of many things that I have going on at the moment. I'm also in the process of getting ready to move abroad. That's another something we can touch upon later. But no, I'm a person of I love fashion arts, music. I'm a fashion art music enthusiast. I've always done those things on the side of my 9 to 5, if you will, and never did it both feet in until now. So yeah, and it's been my passion. That's why I think it's important to talk about creating your passion, because it did definitely open up doors for you and lead you to places where you should have been all along.
That's
So
right.
that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, yeah. So we talked about that a little bit too. We found out we have interest that were never tapped into from our youth,
Yes.
and how I wanted to go to you said I wanted to go to fashion merchandising school,
Yeah.
and I said what? I said I did too,
Yeah.
and we were both steered
Right.
um, to other things because how can you make, hey, there's Stephanie Perry saying hello to us. Can you see the comments?
Hey,
And Fran,
Stephanie. No, I
hey.
can't see them, but hey,
Oh, okay. And
wonderful.
Fran's Journey to Free. Hey. So we realized that we had the same passion
Yeah.
for fashion. I used to go to vintage clothing stores.
Uh-huh.
I started sewing my own pants.
Wow.
The only thing that I would buy would be my shoes. And at the time, as a younger person, I was wearing really tall heels.
Heels.
Yeah. And so that was the only thing that I would buy, but I would try to create my own stuff and or would shop for things that were different or odd. I was kind of the odd one out.
Right,
And
right,
yeah, when we found out we both had that interest, that was really something. But
right.
another interest, and then we're gonna get to the book.
Okay. Right now. Yeah.
I'm
Look, see the
sorry.
best for last.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So the other interest that you have is in underground
Yes.
music that you know wasn't necessarily popular, but
Right.
was popular locally. Can you
Right.
talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, the indie music scene, I guess, if you will. I'm very interested in it. I was heavy into it years ago, so much as when I moved to Atlanta, this was like over 15 years ago, and the music scene was definitely different than what it is now. I used to go to a lot of what we call underground concerts, and they were underground because they were by local artists and by artists that were not known and on the mainstream, what you call indie artists. And so they would be at these little, like hole in the wall type spots, small venues, and every like the little bars and pubs, and I'll just hit the scene like every week like a crazy person and get this music of all these great artists that only a small pool of people knew about. And
Right.
so I was doing it so much that I formed co-founded a group called Music Addicts, with two other girlfriends of mine at the time, and we was like,
Mhm.
oh, this is like, we all love to do this. We need to like kind of like get in on the scene and help get them, like get people hip to this music or whatever, and get it out. So we have what we call one hit music um listening parties, and we'll have like Q&As with the artists, and we'll like partner with other groups and other sponsors and stuff to like get in like for concerts. Like if they were doing a concert or a show, we'll write about it on our website. At the time we had like a little blog, a Facebook page, a Twitter page,
Right.
and we'll just get the word out about these artists, and we'll have like also just all different types of like little events, or we'll partner with other groups, or what you call like society groups, social
Okay.
society groups, to have like different other events. And we partnered with a group in this was years ago, I think, when it first started, with Jazz in the Gardens. It's a festival in Miami, but it's in like I forgot what, for Winter Garden, Miami or something, right? It's
Okay.
a little, I forgot, it's a little bitty little air, like a little city, mini city right
Oh,
outside of like
oh,
Miami.
yeah, I know about that. Yes.
Yeah, and that's just
Yeah.
like jazz, called Jazz in the Gardens or something.
Yes.
This is when it first started. Like we was year two, so we got with some people and and help like partner with them with that. And like I say, we used to
Right.
do little one hit listening parties, and little events and stuff, and Q&As and stuff with the underground, with the artists, and
Okay.
just it was just like a really good time at that time for
So
that, because it was so popular.
you basically were promoting others for your interest too, because you wanted to
Right.
hear this stuff. Yeah.
Right. We wanted
Right.
to like help get the music seen and heard,
Right.
for
And
sure.
and so it sounds like you do a lot of you when doing this current project, and we're going to get to this right now, the what you call a tablecloth table, a
Tablecloth.
coffee a coffee table book,
Coffee table book. Yes, yes, yes.
a coffee table book.
Yeah.
And you were how did you want to why did you decide you wanted to promote other people's work, or
Mhm.
because you really are curating, curated
Yes.
this book. Talk about the book, and then we'll talk about where it's going and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess I kind of just give you cliff notes or little synopsis or how the book came. So during the pandemic, because again, I love fashion, art, music, all those things. I had just got on Instagram like maybe 4 months before the pandemic hit, which is, I know, crazy. And so once we all got locked down, I was like, oh, I might as well learn how to use it. Like, let me go on here in real life and play. Cause I had, you downloaded it, but I wasn't on it.
Right.
Like I wasn't like actively in it or what have you. So I was like, oh, let me start seeing what's going on the gram and learn how to work the app and everything. This platform. And so I started just following artists, people finding people I want to follow and like or whatever. And then George Floyd hit. And once George Floyd went down with the whole civil unrest, all these artists that I was following was posting all this dope artwork, all this wonderful, beautiful, curated work. But all of it, the good thing about that was what made me like light up about it, Kathy, was it all wasn't tragic. It was like people were creating beautiful art, like Black joy, like we are resilient, like Black power art. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't bringing you down, it was actually lifting you up. And I was like, oh, this is so dope. And mind you, put a pin there. Right before the pandemic, it was in my spirit to like, you need to start trying to figure out like what you want to do in real life, because you don't want to sit up here and may have a 10-year anniversary at this good government job.
Right.
Like, it was already in my spirit, like you need to. And I had been for many years that led me up to now, like, how you start and stop projects, you start and stop, like I did the music Addicts, like I was just telling you about, like, oh, that didn't work out, on to the next, like stuff really enjoy doing, but I wasn't doing it both feet in fully. It was like always a side gig on the side, and I start something and don't finish it, like a lot of self-sabotaging type thing.
Sure.
And this project,
The pandemic gave us all the opportunity to do a whole bunch of stuff.
yes,
Yes.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
And
So
time to think and time to reset and like all of that stuff. So,
yeah.
and that's what I was doing. And I had kind of slightly started because it was like I say, it was itching in my spirit before the pandemic. And because
Okay.
it was so funny was because I had told a friend, she had came over to my apartment. I was like, Tay, I need to I want to, because I was actually looking into doing like pop-ups for Black owned businesses. And I was trying to like get that together and find a place and come up with a business name and get that started. Because I was like, I need to start getting, because I really love supporting Black owned businesses and that type of thing. I was like, oh, that'd be cute to do a pop-up shop for them, like a group of Black owned businesses that has really great and unique stuff. It's all the stuff that I love. And I was like, oh, this will be dope. I need to start working on that. And then the pandemic hit. And I was like, oh, okay, we won't be doing that. So I just kind of felt like it was a sign like of me going in the right direction. Like I wanted to do something on my own, but I didn't know exactly what, because I have all these things like I love to do. Like I say, the music, the arts, the fashion, all this stuff. And I was just trying to figure out at the time how to pinpoint like, oh, okay, girl, what you gonna do?
So
Like
what made you decide that doing a book?
okay, so hit to the book. So when I was looking back to when I was looking at all the stuff, the art on the Instagram, I was like, oh, it just dropped in my spirit. Like, oh, somebody should put this together. All this good artwork, somebody to put it in a book.
So you don't have to use Instagram.
Right. Or that, and I was just like, oh, this is so dope. Somebody need to compile all this art. It just like dropped in my spirit. And I was like, oh, somebody need to do that. But not thinking somebody is me. I'm thinking somebody else.
Okay.
And I felt like that was a way of God saying to me, this project is gonna be for you, and it's gonna help you like shift you into a new journey, like put you where you've been trying to go for so long. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
This is your project and you have to finish it. And I'll make sure that you finish it. Because if you don't, it's almost, not to be dramatic, it's kind of life and death, because you need it to shift your life and to shift yourself to where you're supposed to be.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because all of the creative energy.
Right. All the creative energy that you had, but did not realize for yourself.
Right.
It was an opportunity. And when I listened to you tell me about it, what I thought was so interesting was that when you decided to do it, you contacted these artists, but then what you did was you went to and found an attorney to get contracts. And I thought, so when you told me that, I was like, I wonder if she's an attorney. We know that you are not, but you had that thought. Let me go and get these contracts so I can cover myself. And I'll say that the other thing that I thought was real interesting about it, and now hearing you, is that you thought about, this will help me. You've been helping other people, but this will help me satisfy my passion to create something.
Right.
Is that, would you say that was so?
It's pretty much, yes. Long story shorter. Yes. Long story shorter. Yes. Because I knew I had to complete it, because again, this was a divine download, Kathy. It was a divine download because I never wanted to do no book. Now, all of the stuff I've been doing, that was never on my list. I'm not a writer. I don't like to write.
Okay.
2, again, because I don't like to write, who gonna do a book? Like, why are we doing a book? It never dropped in my mind. But God said to me, this is what you're doing. This is not only for you, it's for everybody connected to you.
Okay. Can you show the book?
Yes, definitely.
And the name of it is?
It's 2020 in Roman numbers, the Black Artivism Capsule.
Okay.
And my company is called Creative Agency. So it's Creative Agency Presents. They're on the side over here.
All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tell us about the artists, how you got them.
Oh, okay. So I just reached out on, mostly Instagram. Some was referred. Some of the other artists too who participated had friends that were artists and said, "Oh, do you mind also if I tell a friend? I have another artist friend who would love to participate. Is that okay?" So those are like the three or four couple ways that people got involved. I reached out and I got on the phone with every artist. Like every artist I reached out to myself through DM or through email or like I say, or maybe through a referral. So when I got on the phone with them, I told them basically, look, I had this idea, this how it came about, this is what I'm trying to do. And I had a one-on-one conversation with each and every artist that was involved or whatever, to let them know that, I'm not trying to steal your work. I'm not trying to make merch. I'm not trying to, because some of them had some horror stories from the past. And see, that's why the agreement was so important. But again, I wouldn't have known to do that. Those were divine downloads that God told me step by step what to do, because I was like, I don't know what to do. He was like, don't worry about that. I'm gonna tell you what to do. First thing you need to do, get a contract. So people know you serious. So when they told me yes, I would send over the contract to let them know. And I say, read over it, have a lawyer to read over it, whatever. Basically, it's protecting me and it's protecting you or
Right.
whatever. But too, that I mean serious business. Like I'm not just trying to take your stuff and run or whatever and get props off of it or whatever. So it's been a whole entire process because, it's been one-on-one with each artist. It was never it was a non-traditional, I guess, if you will, project.
Okay.
When I reached out to every artist and
Sure.
contacted them and had a conversation, and it's like this been going on for since 2020. Is now 2022, so
Right.
it's
And then what? Then you started really getting into the meat of it, of getting a PR person and a publisher to help
right,
you create to actually put the book together.
right, correct,
Right.
yeah,
And so what I think is real interesting about you is that this, because it was something you passionately wanted to do, you just didn't go out and try to do everything yourself, so to speak.
right,
And you
right,
wanted it to be just right, so you reached out to other people and were able
correct,
to because you can take a lot of leaps and things, but this seemed to me, when you talked about it, so directed on really wanting to create it and curate it and taking the necessary steps to actually see it
right.
through. So you found a PR person. Is she the same PR? And you can mention her name or her
Right.
business.
Yeah. No, I've been using it, but the PR didn't come to way later. I guess I started with
Okay.
the publishing piece because the PR person agency Enzor EZER agency didn't come to later because
Okay.
the publisher helped me do I found her, there was a divine connection too, because what are the odds of finding a Black publisher, a Black woman, female publisher on top of that? Because it's like less than 1%. And she was like literally a one-stop shop. So that was definitely divine, of course, needless to say, because I wouldn't even know where to start. So I came across her again, social media,
Right.
reached out to her. We had a like an hour long meeting, and she gave me the rundown everything she does, which is she's like I say, a one stop shop from your ISN, be number, the
Right.
getting your it'll be she has also at the time a mini team, like a graphic design person, an editor, the whole thing. And her
Nice.
graphic design person at the time, Anthony, he helped lay out the book. Like they brought the layout to me. I told them my vision. This is what I'm trying to do. I told them like colors. I said I want it all black, black everything, black, black, black.
Right.
And I also my goal was to make sure everybody that participated in this project was black, was a black
Right.
person of
Yeah.
color of the African diaspora. So the publisher
Mhm.
is black, the PR company is black, the graphic people, everybody is black.
Everybody's Black. That's
Everybody's
right.
black.
That's
And
right. I
so
understand.
so they came to
That's
me.
important. That's really
I think this with a
important
project
because
like this.
yeah, because everybody's feeling
Right.
the feels and
Mhm.
get your creative vision
Right.
out. Everybody's sharing in that. So
Right.
I when you actually launched and I saw the Instagram live feed, I was real happy to see how you were supported by all these Black people. The artists came to
Yeah.
see when it had been finished, because there were some hiccups in between.
It
You had a
was. Yeah.
hiccup, and you had to go
Yeah.
to a different printer, and so
Right.
everything was put on hold. And
Yeah.
then it just recently got back up and started running again, hit the presses,
Mhm.
and it looked
Yes.
good, and you guys were celebrating, and I was too
Yes.
for you. Yeah,
Thank you.
just
Yeah.
learning about it, I wanted to buy a couple
Right.
copies. Yeah. So
It's
that's
the
good.
self-publishing game is a different breed. So it
Oh yeah.
with those hiccups, it took a little time because we kind of we independently doing everything.
Hmm.
So but
Yeah.
I feel like everything in divine time, and the artist has been so wonderful and so patient, and I have artists from all over the world, from as far as Switzerland to Africa to Texas. They are all over. It's
Wow.
22
Wow. I
artists.
didn't
I have
know that.
galleries. Yeah, and I also, if they go on the website too, I want to touch upon that we have a virtual art gallery on the website at blackartivism.co.
Okay.
And we also have a playlist of what we call a sound capsule. So a playlist comes with the book as well. And
Oh,
so
okay.
it's a whole movement, Kathy. It's a whole movement, sister.
That's good. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to type that in here. Blackartivism.co.
Uh-huh. .co.
See
Yep.
if that makes it into the yeah, made it into the
Description
chat.
box.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and Sovereign War is the name of the publishing, is the name of my publishing company,
okay.
Sovereign War. I'll give you that information as well to put in the description
Sure.
box to reach out to
Okay.
her because she's very adamant, about publishing people of color, as many as
Okay.
possible, from children to adult, books
Yeah.
she has done. So she's
That's
been wonderful and supportive and been with me from the beginning, through all this time. And it's
right.
just so amazing because I feel like anybody else probably
Right.
would have left me out here.
Well, good. So what? So because we have this interest, both of us have this interest
Yeah.
of moving abroad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You were able to go for a few weeks and check out Portugal
Yeah.
and report back to me because we were in the same accountability group
Mm-hmm.
from Exodus Summit,
Yes.
and we're able to. You brought back more information on the how we going to,
Yeah.
and what you do and what you need to do, and more so than I did. I was just lapping up all the environment for 3 months and
Right.
not taking care of business, but but resting because I was on sabbatical. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
but then what I think is good, and I don't know. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but I
Right.
think you need to take this passion that you have for your art and your interest in art. Is to take it with you um,
I
as
agree. I
as
agree with that.
something to yeah. So that's
I think
that's
because
my
that's
hope.
was one of the main purpose, I think, for it. Like I say, why it was a divine download, and why God was making sure that I like, hey, on me about it. You need to finish this because this is what you've been asking for, not in this form. Because I was looking at it in a different way, but not in this form. But this is the way it's been given to you, and you need to take this and and
Right,
move forward with it this
right,
way. I know this ain't it ain't what you thought it would look like, but this
right.
is what it is, and this is what's going to work best for you. So yeah,
Yeah,
I do because I'm like, this is how you've been asking for something, but you think like, oh no, it's supposed to look like this.
right,
No, that's not it. This is
right.
what it is, and this is even better for me, in a book form, because you can take it everywhere. Like, this is what I need to be doing, and this is what I've been asking for, praying for, and like, know I need to do, and to get into my creative, world and box that
Yeah,
I've been wanting to get into. So yeah,
right.
I totally agree with you, and I need to stop looking elsewhere and focus on my stuff, so I can take it and go with it.
Yeah,
No, I totally
yeah,
agree. Yeah, because
yeah,
we had that
yeah,
conversation, and I agree with that. You're right, because I'm all over the place, but I need to focus right here.
yeah. Well, we've been thinking about. I'm going to give a plug to our community of Black women,
Yes.
um, women who are trying to move abroad, trying to take a sabbatical.
Right.
By leaving this country, but also, supporting ourselves while we're there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not ready to quote unquote retire from working,
Right.
and am trying to find something that I am passionate about doing
Right.
when I go. And there I have a lot of interest. Probably that's the problem. A lot of interest. and
Right.
and I've been told that, Elizabeth in Pearl says Nakia with a big heart next to it.
Oh yeah, she's one of the artists in the book.
Oh,
She's
great,
one of our
great.
participating artists. Yeah, she's one of the chapter. And I can show you her page since she's on. That's Kim. Her name is Kimberly,
Kimberly.
and
Okay.
Elizabeth is her grandmother's name. That's who
Oh,
her
I
her
see.
business is named after. Of, and she had a campaign, if you will, called "Letters from Our Ancestors."
Oh, nice. So it's
Yeah,
just
and she's one of the ambassadors in our book. That's what we call them,
very
ambassadors for
nice.
people who are black, or we called it also, that chapter she's in is Black Artivism Personified. And this is Liz Page.
Okay. I don't
She
know if
did
we
a
can see
campaign
it
called
here.
Letters from Our Ancestors.
Great.
And
That's great.
also, Kathy, in the book I have QR codes so you can contact each artist
Oh, that's awesome.
for
That's
each year.
awesome.
Yeah. Because I want people, if it stand out or touch them or reach them, should be able to contact them, you know,
Right.
to buy, if they want to buy artwork from them, or,
Sure.
do an event or anything. I want them to be able to reach the artist. And also I have in the book, as well, I have a list of black owned galleries in the US
Oh, great.
in the back
Great.
of the book
That's great. That's awesome.
as well. And
All right.
also the book is full of everything. I mean, from paintings to photography. We have an artist that does sculptures. We have I opened the book. The book is opened up with a poem, and it's so phenomenal, by A Brewer. She's out of DC. She's out of
Okay.
DC, and it
Out of
was it was
DC.
it was wonderful, and it set the tone for the whole book.
Nice. Oh, that's nice. That's great.
And also, if you want to read the poem, people can go to I'll give you that link as well to put in the description box. They can go to Clubhouse, because we had a book launch on Clubhouse. I don't know if you're
Okay.
familiar with the Clubhouse app,
Yes.
the audio
Yes.
app.
Yes.
It's also linked from my page, but I can give you the link as well. And A
Okay.
Brewer reads that poem, and baby, it'll bring you to your knees.
That's great.
It's powerful, and it sets the tone. It's wonderful. But yeah, we have that. This is a whole, like I say, it's a whole project. From it's everything is connected. Like I say, it's a book, it's a playlist, it's a virtual gallery. It's like a whole event,
Yes. I love the whole QR codes, uh, to allow connections. That's what Fran says.
Right.
Fran's journey to free.
Right. I want them to be able to reach out to the artists, connect with them, purchase art. That's the whole point, to keep it going.
Right. Right.
Because it's about the artists as well, because they the one helped the book, made the book come to life.
Of course. Of course. And what I also like about what you're doing is reaching out from all over the world, but you also, with this technology that you were, hesitant about, it has actually helped you, right?
I
So
just want to be bothered. Kathy, to be honest with you, I wasn't hesitant about it. I'm just like, sure, I don't want to look at no plates of food. I don't want to see no more dancing. It's just like, I like to get out in the world. I don't like to sit and stroll.
right.
I don't like
Yeah.
to sit
Yeah.
and stroll.
Right. So
But yeah.
this is good that you can find Nakia's Instagram page, Black Artivism,
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram.
Right.
And then again, her website, and this is where people can purchase the book.
Also purchase the book. It's a link in there too. It'll
Okay.
say, once you get to blackartivism.co, you can just scroll down on the home page under, it'll say order MMX, and it has, click the black box that says the print book.
The print book.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't miss it. Yeah, it's scrolled there to the bottom. Yeah, you
All
cannot
right.
miss it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the link, and
Because now it's ready. It's ready to
It's
be
ready.
purchased
Yes,
and fly into your mailboxes. Right.
that's right. That
Yeah.
is so true.
For
Yeah.
your coffee table, but then also for you to be able to get up and close and personal with the artist.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And on the back, I have art is ... because art is subjective. So that's why I put that on the back. I thought that was very important to put. But yeah, it's so colorful, and I love, I love that. Like I say, it's more than an art book because it has so many different types. And I also have quotes throughout the book. I felt like very important quotes that kind of also like flowed and set the tone. We had a guy that did John Lewis, because he died during this time.
Right.
We got a quote from John Lewis. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I can see. Stephanie says that's beautiful. So evidently she's been able to see
thank you so much. And I mean, this book is just so, it's full of like what I call black joy instead of black trauma. It's like it's actually uplifting.
Yeah.
It really is when I look at it. And this is I had a guy, he's originally from Africa, but he lives in Germany. And that's what he did, a Floyd.
Oh, nice.
Look at that silhouette of Floyd. Isn't that beautiful with the American flag?
Yes. Wow.
And this is the same guy. It made New York Times. This is the same artist, Raphael, who did is it Amanda Gordon, the girl who did the poetry for the inauguration?
Yeah.
And it was a painting going around, I think, of her. It was purple background. Yeah. And it was like a silhouette of her. And I made like New York Times. That's the same artist.
Oh, great.
Who did Floyd in the book. That's Raphael. That's awesome. He's out of Germany.
Okay.
That's the same artist. We have a couple artists that was like really like already like on their way. So they all not unknown and small, like small independent artists. We have a couple of them in the book that's like doing shows all over the world, is popular and famous. I have two girls out of London, like Karen, she does greeting cards, like
nice,
like mahogany and Hallmark and stuff too. She does illustrations. Yeah, I'm like, hey, like audio and popping.
So you found all this talent. That's amazing.
It's amazing. I was like, oh God, thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're doing
awesome.
But like fabulous and wonderful things.
Yeah. So when I knew that I wanted to talk to you about it on my channel because of the passion that you feel for it. And I think, I talk about wellness. I didn't even introduce myself this morning. I did say Capsule Hampton. I didn't introduce the channel, but it's okay. But I talk about wellness. That's what I talk about.
You can talk about it now. We'll cut to the intermission. Go, Capsule. Yeah.
Intermission. Okay. Yeah. So I talk about it from the perspective that a lot of people, I try to talk to women about moving away from what doesn't serve them well and move toward what will serve them well.
Amen.
And Black women tend to stay. I'm not gonna, and I don't want to. This isn't a broad brush because a lot of us got our stuff together. Mm-hmm. But there are some of us who are stuck in places And because they don't know or have not fulfilled their purpose or passion.
Yes.
I don't want to say purpose, because sometimes we don't know what that is.
That's true.
But we do have passion about things that we have put on the back burner. We haven't started, or if we start, we stop. I mean, I have been that way. And so we hold off. But this one, just like you said, you didn't self-sabotage. You moved, you
Right.
took the movement, and that's what it takes. It takes movement to get
It does.
to where you want to be and what you want to do.
And focus and discipline as well. And I
Yeah.
feel like, Kathy, to be honest with you, it wasn't me. I'm telling you, it was God pushing me, because I
I know
could
you
not
told me it was a
sleep. I'm
download.
telling you, I could not sleep because I went, look, I said, this is what I said to God. I say, no, I'm going to find somebody else to do.
Not me. Not me.
I said, we going to find, I get somebody else to put it together. And I look, and this me, I oversee it. He said, sis, it ain't yours to give away.
All right.
And
It's
so I had
funny.
to sit. I'm
There you
telling you,
go.
I could not sleep because I stopped. I did. I was like, this is me in my mind. Like, I ain't, like, I ain't put a lot of money into it yet. It's fine. I stop. I don't need to finish this. These people don't even know who I am. This is me talking to myself. These people don't even know who I am. They're not going to take me seriously. These people they don't know me. I don't have no background. This is me talking.
Well,
I don't have no background. Knowing I do, I told you all the things I've done because it wasn't on my resume or I didn't like get paid for it. This is me telling myself, oh, you can't, girl, you don't qualify for that. You can't do that. That's not going to work. They're not going to take you seriously. And see, and God was like, sis, this your break. You better come on here.
Well, see, the whole thing about, we think that all that traditional, all that stuff that we'd have checked off the boxes, the traditional education, some of it that we didn't even want or like or enjoy, that we got to follow the script, follow this checklist, and that you can't do anything that is off of that resume. You aren't giving yourself an opportunity to think. I call it your abundance box.
Oh, I like
your
that.
Abundance list. What you have inside of you that you aren't even using. Right. And so when you started telling me all about, how you did this underground music stuff, and I was like, wow. And then we shared recently about this guy in Portugal who's a part of the Black in Portugal
group, Facebook group,
who decided he had always wanted to be a barista or a bartender. Went and bought himself a bar over there, and is doing what his heart spoke to him. He said he don't even know how to pour a drink or make a coffee. He's still going to do it.
You can worry about that later.
Yeah,
get it open. I just hire someone.
I just love it. Grace says self-talk, taking yourself out of your blessings. Yes, we do that so much.
Grace.
Thank you, Grace. So we do that so much. Always talk ourselves out of what could be, what you envision. I mean, we could be right there, right at the door, and say, you know what? Go back the other way. I'm not going through the door. So
I think that comes from fear and from conditioning, because if you and taught that to have a plan B and all this mess, and I just
right.
If you do what you're supposed to be doing and just do what you want to do, it all gonna work out. Just like all the wrong stuff you be doing be working out. Everything else you ain't got no business doing. It's just like, but we don't think. Like I say, we've been conditioned. I think it's conditioning. I know I can speak for myself. Conditioning, trauma, a lot of it, and then on top of that, sprinkled with fear.
Right.
Sabotage. It was,
Right.
and that's why. And I'm up here having discussion with God, telling him this ain't
Yeah.
it.
This is
And he was like, "No, this is, and it's you, and this is your time, and this is your break, and I'm trying to get you. This is the shift that you've been waiting for and need, and you got to do it, or otherwise you gonna mess up. You not gonna ever get to where you need to be. You
right.
gonna have a wasted life."
And okay, so tell me when you got to Portugal and started walking around and seeing stuff, and you ended up, where'd you end up?
Ooh.
And you got confirmation. You got confirmation from the bookstore.
From the Okay, there was another confirmation. So it's a bookstore in
Yeah,
LX Factory District,
that's right.
and
Ellis
it's like
in
the artist
Lisbon.
district there, and it's like, I think like a 3-story bookstore, has a bike hanging from the ceiling, and
Yep.
I just walked right on up because at this point now, I'm shifted, I'm working, I'm living in a new space, a new me, or whatever. I'm healed.
Right.
I'm living from a healed space now. Done the work, because this was the shift. The book was the shift, and so it helped me do some other work and some other stuff, and I did some spiritual healing too. That's another podcast. Stay
Okay. All
tuned.
right. All
So
right.
anywho, yeah, I just walk into the bookstore because now, see, I'm different. I'm living my life like no fear. Like, okay, I know what I'm here to do. I'm do anything I want to do now. I'm doing it. I'm not second guessing. All somebody can do is tell you no, and you can just go the other way, whatever. So I was like, oh, let me go down here to the bookstore, make sure I go. Went in the bookstore, asked for the manager. She was on the phone. When she got off, I told her, I said, look, I said, I have a book, a Black Art Coffee Table book coming out. I would love to have it sold in your store. She was like, sure. And I showed her my website and my Instagram page to let her know like this girl
Uh-huh.
legit or
Right.
whatever. And she's like, oh, this is wonderful. This is beautiful. And she was like, yeah, take my information. Here's my email. She say, send me everything. And she say, we take, she's like, we take a percentage. I say, oh yeah, that's not a problem. Understandable. She said, okay, fine. She said, here you go. Send me the information so we can get it set up to get, she said, when it's ready, we can sell it out the store. And I say, okay. And I walked out and it like it was meant to be. It was,
Yeah.
let's
There you,
do it.
and you just
And I
visiting
just
for
kind
2 weeks.
You're right. I'm just there like, but I knew I needed to go there because if I'm focused on moving there, that's my new life. And I need to focus on international stuff too.
That's
I'm gonna
right.
do what I can here in the States. Of course, I'm calling it a tiny tour.
Right.
For the
Right.
book, I'm gonna do a few
Right.
places,
Right.
California, Dallas, here in
Yes.
Atlanta, and
Okay.
DC is what I have planned so far.
Okay. Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
will. There are 2 bookstores in Philly that you need to go to.
Okay.
Since I'm in Philly, I don't know if
Okay.
you
Is
do
it
that.
Bobby's and Harriet's?
Yeah. Harriet's bookstore and Uncle
Mhm.
Bobby's.
And Uncle Bobby's. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Uncle
yeah, yeah. They were
Bobby's.
on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I know if you can't get to it because we both saving coins because we got to move. So
Right.
that's,
I'm gonna make sure
that's
they carry it if not anything. If I can't make it there
right.
for official
Right.
face to face or a signing, I would definitely make sure I have a list of all the Black owned bookstores in the US. I want to make sure
Okay.
that they carry the book. I'm gonna reach
Okay.
out. Have my people to reach out to them.
Go ahead.
Yes,
Your
darling.
people. Yeah, she's got people. See,
I
when
have
you got
people.
people, you have
Now I have people.
you gotta have people.
You
See,
gotta have people.
I don't have any people yet.
That's
I
what
gotta
I'm
get some people.
I'll get you some people.
Okay. Okay, so the other part of this that really brought this to home for me
Mhm.
is, I have like 5 books in my head, but have I written one? They're all in outline form. Well, I've been writing. I've been writing from an
I get
outline.
it. I get
Haven't
it.
finished. I
It's
stop. I
okay.
start, and I've been writing a book, one particular book, for
Uh-huh.
years. It's ridiculous. It's
It's
changed. It's morphed,
right.
and this is the inspiration I need, and I would like to use your publisher.
Oh,
So,
for sure. Yeah, I make it
yeah,
happen. For
you
sure.
know,
No,
so
I totally get it. You preaching to the choir. Turn around so the congregation can hear you. Because when I say I have 25 legal pads of businesses, I had like a stack of stuff I started, I stopped. I started, I stopped.
oh,
I want to do this. I had great idea. I did the writing down. I did all of that. And then look, I said, oh no, I can't talk myself out. Can't
yeah.
do it. No, I ain't gonna be able to do that. No, that ain't gonna
Wow.
work. Can't do it.
Wow.
Can't do it. Look,
I
let
yeah,
me go back
and
to my government job. Stay over there.
that good old government.
Ride it out to retirement.
No, see that good old government job.
Is a
One
trap.
thing, it's a trap. One thing that I did not fall into was that good government job trap. I'm so glad I didn't,
I'm glad.
because I was there. I was there in college.
Right.
I worked 25 to 30 hours for the Department of Justice.
Oh wow.
And for 2 semesters, my freshman year, my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Prior to that, when I was in high school in the summers, I worked for the Department of Navy.
Oh wow.
I was a GS3 when I was 13. Kid you not.
Wow, that's big money back then.
They didn't know I wasn't supposed to be 13 and working for the government.
Of course not. You supposed to be 13 working for nobody.
I've been working for too long, right? And
only in the US.
So but since I had enough of that good old government, I quit that after my sophomore year and never looked back.
On my way out.
Yeah,
I'm on
so
my way out.
you're on your way out. Yeah, because see that entrapment. Yeah. So you're headed there next year.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And
right.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're still holding each other accountable.
Yes.
I will say that you have like the listing from I don't know where of all the you got everything. Housing, you got
everything, immigrant specialists, real estate agents. I have a mortgage broker guy. I got him in my back pocket. Like all I have to do is GO.
Right. There you go. There you go. All right. That's right. Well, it's been so good talking to you. Let's see. Anybody have any questions for Nakia? I'm sorry you can't see them.
I just switched over to. I had mine clicked on private chat, and I had to click over to comment. So that was my fault.
Oh, okay. No problem.
I didn't click on the right thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let's see. Grace, speak it, Nakia. If you don't see it before you see it, you'll never see it.
That's right.
That's good.
That's so true.
That's good. Stephanie said, yeah, same, Kathy. Yeah, Stephanie, we got to get these books done.
Yeah, please get them done. Yeah, and my publisher, she's the best. SovereignNoir.com, Black woman,
let's see if I can write this in the chat.
Yeah.
Sovereign. If I can spell
SovereignNoir.com. And I can give you her contact information. Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all.
And she's
I did my best to spell it the right way.
Yeah.
You
left that ILNNOIR. Yeah. It's okay. We'll get it back in there. I send it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She'll get it done and get it.
Yeah, the thing is we have to get it done.
Right.
We have to get it done. So
that's right.
I'm gonna encourage anybody who wants to create anything or has stopped creating, because we are all creators. This is the thing. I wrote a blog post about this probably about 2 years ago. But we are all creators. We're created, so therefore we create.
We can create. That's we can create.
Yeah, and so we stop ourselves from creating. Therefore, we fall behind on all that joy, that happiness, that creation brings people. When you can create something, you feel was talking to someone. I don't know who it was now, but
Uh-huh.
what I felt when after going through creating so-called creating or doing taking action to take a sabbatical. I have never done such a thing in my life,
Of
but I
course,
actually
most of us
curated
haven't.
that. I did that. I felt so confident in myself that I could
Mm-hmm.
do something. We know that we have accomplished many things. A lot of the things that we have accomplished, we take for granted that we've done them. But those were some of the things that weren't necessarily passionate, things that we felt, that we passionately wanted to do. We've
Right.
all done things, we've created, we've finished things, we've done things, haven't been consistent at other things and still finish them.
Right.
So that's where something that you feel passionate about doing is really going to make a difference, and it's going to bring you that, what I call the joy, or the confidence, or the assurance of yourself, or the confirmation
Right.
of yourself and your abilities. So I encourage everyone to really get out there and do the work,
Right. And start
listen,
with doing what makes
listen,
you happy.
yeah, and
Bring you
listen.
joy.
You
Listen.
listen, like Nakia said, it was a divine download. That was, listening to her spirit, listening to God, the
Yeah.
universe coming in and saying, "Oh yeah, this is for you to complete. This is for you to
Yeah.
do." Yeah. So, yeah, I've been spoken to. I haven't obeyed. So
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
time
please
for me to
obey. Please
obey.
obey. So we can stop. Look, so we can stop suffering.
Right.
That's what, because we just be suffering. We be suffering, not doing it to ourselves.
Yes. Yes.
Doing it to
Agreed.
ourselves.
Agreed.
And then once you, it's just like it's a weight. It was a weight lifted, Kathy.
Yeah.
It was a weight. Once I was obedient and just stuck with, like, trusted him, stuck through. He was
Right.
like, I got you. I ain't gonna leave you. I ain't gonna drop you. Look, just keep
Yeah.
doing, just step by step. And I just did every step. Okay, what I do now? He'll tell me, okay, do this next. Do this. It's just drop in my spirit. Okay, I need to start doing this and do this.
Right.
And I did. At times I was scared because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, I know you don't know what you're doing. That's why I'm telling you what to do. And it's so crazy how, girl, I talk to God like he a regular Joe and don't know. Yeah, he knows.
Well, you gotta listen to the regular Joe.
With him, and I'm like, girl.
Oh, that's too funny.
Like I tell you.
So yeah, Nakia has made me laugh and smile and actually really giving me some self interest, putting me back to introspection. Stephanie, thank you. Retreat time is a wonderful time to be still and get your next set of instructions. Awesome. That's right. Yeah. Stephanie reminded me I have a retreat. I actually have one space available. If anyone is interested in going to the Poconos, September 22nd through the 25th, I'd love to see you there. You can register for the retreat at wellsideretreats.care. I'm going to put that in. Thank you, Stephanie, for reminding me. I need to do that. So Stephanie is my mentor.
I love it. She's all our mentors.
Our mentor.
She started out my mentor as well.
Yes.
Her, I came across, I think, her video. Oh my God. Yeah, first before like anybody else's. And I wasn't even on YouTube like that. But again, I think all that was divine too, because I knew sitting in Washington, D.C. in my little studio apartment, 10 minutes from the White House. And doing in 2020 while the civil unrest was going on and January 6th, I'm like, I said, this will be my last time.
Yeah.
I said, I will be gone before the next election. And I
Mm.
said, and that stuck in the back of my head. And I said, I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't even know where I'm going to start. But I know this, I will not be here for the next election.
How did you
And
find
it's
Exodus Summit? How did you, because
okay.
we were in the Portugal people, no, Atlanta group, the Atlanta
The
group.
Atlanta group, yeah. See, well, I started following Stephanie like maybe a months before the summit. You know, her watching her videos. I don't know how I came across it, but you know how they suggest stuff. They
Yes.
suggest stuff in the when you watching some, and she
Yes.
was in the stroll or whatever, and I
Mhm.
forgot which was the first video I watched of hers, or leaving or something like that. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, and they started, of course, and they started when they started talking about the summit. I was like, oh yeah, this for me, this is for her. It's just like I think the stuff happened about like what's the saying? What's looking for you? What you looking for is looking for you. It's just
Yes.
like I didn't even know how I was gonna leave, how to start to leave. I knew I wanted to go, how I was gonna do it. I was taking baby steps, just like I said, one thing at a time. And the first thing I did was, okay, if you talking about you trying to be gone for the next election, first step you need to do, you don't need to be staying here paying rent in DC. You see what I'm saying? It's time to move back in with mama. That's step number one, wherever you going. Let's get this debt paid down, and let's go move back in mama guest room. That's the first thing I
Mhm.
did. So when I got back to my mom's house, and I was like I
Yeah.
say, one day watching the YouTube or whatever,
Right.
and I don't know, I don't have no idea, remember how I came across Stephanie, but I did. And again, I think all of it is divine.
Right.
And
And
then
then
watching her, and they had the summit last year. And
right,
I
right.
yeah.
And I was in Atlanta then, and you
Yeah,
weren't
you was in Atlanta then. Yeah, for this last something. Yeah.
for the
And I
last
went
summit.
and I say, I'm going to this summit. And baby, I
Was it
probably signed up first because I got the box. And to this day, you know, I'm mad because I lost my bracelet and I need that bracelet. Stephanie talked about that bracelet. It's the bracelet with Josephine Baker, my
yes,
somebody, and the names Nina, some who else? Who the
yes.
people who wear a bra. And I used to wear my bracelet every day, like holding on the dear light. And she was so right about that bracelet. And this is so crazy because I went out of town and I said, I'm gonna leave my bracelet here at home. Girl, I ain't seen the bracelet since I ain't hid the bracelet from myself, trying not to lose it when I go. I say I ain't gonna wear it out because I don't want to lose. I will wear it around the house. It's like a reminder. You
Right.
getting out of here. You breaking out.
Yeah,
And I
and that's what that's for.
got the box with the journal. Did you sign up early enough to get the box
I
last year?
did. I did. I
So you
did.
got
I
the
have the
journal,
bracelet. I have
yeah,
the
the
bracelet in
cards, the
one of my
affirmation
boxes.
cards.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You
Yeah.
got your bracelet?
I have my bracelet. It's
Oh,
somewhere, but yeah, I have it.
oh, it hurt my heart that I lost my bracelet. I feel like it's
Do
lost in
you
this
have any
house.
more
And I think,
bracelets?
yeah, right, send me one. And you know, I feel like it's a look, I'm wearing the bracelet in my heart because I lost it. I put the bracelet up trying not to lose it and lost it and
She
hid
said,
it from
Nakia, I'll
myself.
send you a pair, a
Please,
spare. Yeah.
please do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the affirmation cards, the journal,
Right.
the
I love
bracelet,
them.
and we had a candle. Baby, that candle was
Excellent.
gone in the first week. I
Yeah.
must have had that thing burning the first 24 hours. That
That's
box
right.
was the bomb.com.
That's right. That's
It
right.
brought me
That's right.
joy. It really did.
All
Because
of
I was
that.
like, oh, I'm closer. You know, I feel like now, because the Exodus Summit, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick before we get off.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah,
look,
we talking about your summit.
they not paying me for sponsorship. But when I say the Exodus Summit changed my life because it helped me put a plan in place. Because I still was like, I know I'm going, but I don't know how. Baby, it gave you all types of resources and stuff I never even heard of.
That's
Apps.
right.
And I went back and watched, you know, I did the largest packet they
Right.
had at the
Right.
time because I wanted to go back and watch the old videos from the
Right.
before, because the first one I missed, didn't know it existed. You know, with
Mhm.
Latrice from
Oh yes.
Sweet Girl from Paris, and it
Yeah.
had like, you know, all these other people. I say, oh, it's a whole underground movement. And I tell people all the time, I say, girl, it's a whole black girl woman
Yeah.
movement out this country, and it's literally underground still, because people's like, no, I never heard of
Yeah.
such.
Yeah, I've been telling people. They ask me how you do this, and I say you better go to Exodus Summit. You
Go
know,
to
yeah,
baby,
you better join the
I sent
community.
that link out by 12 times. They was like, you going to Portugal? How you going? I say, this is how. Here's the link. Like, go get you some. Because I say, even if you don't move now, like, you need to know and have a backup plan. Because people think I'm a conspiracy theorist. I be like, look,
Let them
shit got
think
to go
whatever.
down. And you need to have your. It's like I've been talking to people still don't even have no passport. I say, you know what? You in my way. Because if you in 2022, I don't know how you don't have a passport at least. I just don't I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around people who ain't. I just, and I'm like, I don't even know how to.
Yeah.
I say you can't even get Harry Tubman out of here without no passport. I just don't know what y'all gonna do. I said I can't even help you. Because if you ain't got no passport, it ain't nothing else to talk about. Go get your passport.
Yeah.
I think that's so crazy.
No passport. You in my way. Yes. Yes, it is. That's Grace said that. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a frame of mind. You know, first of all, okay, I'm gonna give some folk the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they don't know about. Let's try. Okay. They don't know about a passport. Maybe.
But Houseway, look, Houseway. I don't. How you?
I don't know.
How you? Okay.
Or they just can't. You know, I used to always think. Maybe you know, if things really get bad, I'll go to Canada. I think Canada was the first place.
Right, I've heard that.
The closest, you know. And then I started thinking,
do you need a passport to go to Canada?
Up there.
It is cold. Do you need a passport to go to Canada?
No, I don't think. Well, you might now. I'm not sure. Anybody out there know?
Yeah, I can't remember because you're right. I've heard that too. People say, "Oh, I'm going to Canada," but Canada, I'm like you. I don't do cold. I'm like Stephanie, boycott winter. I don't.
Yeah, Stephanie's right. We have family. I have family. Lots of family up in Michigan, and it's too cold.
Stephanie say, "Yes, you do now." She said,
"You do now." Yes.
Okay, I'm about to say. I think a couple years back, you didn't used to have a.
Yeah, you could just drive.
Like they say, you show your birth certificate.
Yeah, you just drive through. And and then I started thinking, it's too cold. So okay, Mexico. But the only visions of Mexico that I had, because I was not hip, was through California,
right?
Tijuana and all the smaller towns, and not into the country, you know, like or Cancun, or you know, something like that. And so I wasn't thinking, and so you know, it's just a matter of educating. And some of us just aren't educating ourselves. And but see, I believe in educating myself. I believe in reading, and that's a whole nother, as you would say,
that's a whole nother podcast. We have to come back on for look, Kathy and Kia, season 2. We'll cover that episode 3. That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole nother podcast.
That is.
So if you're curious, however, if you are curious, you will do the work.
Yeah.
To find out for yourselves. How do I get a passport?
Yeah.
You know, where am I?
Especially in the age
where
of
would
Google.
I like to go on the globe? You know.
Yeah.
What about the map? You know, what about the town next door? It is an education. So, but I gotta save myself first.
You have to be curious.
I'm saving myself first.
I'm with you.
While helping others to get there.
I agree. I agree. I'm gonna get myself out and set up first. I can't, and everybody can't go, and everybody ain't meant to go, and everybody don't want to go, and that's okay. As long as I'm gone. Amen. Now we can open the doors of the church.
That's because we got all right. Well, Nakia, I am so glad that we decided to do this, and you said yes to me. It's been fun. We've been laughing ever since we've been talking on the phone.
We be cracking up. We got to come on regular.
I'm so glad that we found each other in the Atlanta group. There was you and who else?
Paula.
Paula,
Mm-hmm.
Twyla
Okay.
also, that all said we would get together and talk about keeping each other accountable. And
Right.
so we did. We have done that. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad
And
that
we're
that
gonna
all
keep doing it
happened.
till we Thelma and Louise out of here.
There we go. There you go. That's right. That's right.
We gone.
That's
We
right.
gone, girl.
So
That's
I
right.
just want to thank everybody who popped in live. You'll be able to see this on the replay, and if you're in the replay, please leave comments. I should have said that at the beginning. I'm getting this live thing together. It's
Yeah.
difficult. I
We're gonna
just
get
got
some
a
more
lesson
practice
on
in.
that.
We'll do another one. We'll get you some
Okay.
practice. We both need
So
it. I need it
leave
too.
your comments, and please like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that you know when I have another video coming up. I will be having a few in the next few days come up. Also, do me a favor and look at my website and sign up for this one spot we have left for the mansion at Noble Lane in Bethany, Pennsylvania. It's the Pocono Mountains from September 22nd through the 25th. We'll be resting, relaxing, rejuvenating, and restoring ourselves, along with learning how to basically retell ourselves, stories about ourselves, tell good stories about ourselves. So I hope that you can join me. You can also sign up for my email list when you go to the website. And the website again is wellsideretreats.care, CARE, wellsideretreats.care. And I had a great time with you, Nakia. We are going to have to do another podcast, as you say, even though this is YouTube.
I know, but
I might
yeah,
have
but
to
you know,
start a
some people air it live. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us, and you all have a great afternoon. Nakia,
Thank
you just
you.
stay put. Don't push a button or nothing.
Okay.
I'll talk with you later. All right. Bye-bye. Bye, Stephanie. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you all for joining
Bye,
us. Grace,
everybody.
and everybody. Elizabeth and Pearls, thank you. Bye-bye.